am so happy to be back here doing Helpfest. You know, we kind of stopped doing it last year, and as this community sometimes does, you all let us know that maybe it would be a good idea if we did it again. And I think you guys really got it right, because one of the things that I really missed about Helpfest was the energy, being able to see who was in the space all at one time. And I'm sure that's some of what you guys missed also, and the pizza. So, thank you guys all for being here. I am very excited. A lot has happened since the last time we met, so I hope that you guys have been checking out the newsletter, checking out the digital signs, checking out the potty talk little signs that are there, and getting a good landscape of what's going on here. So, a couple of things. I got to do some news. I wanted to let you guys know, this is very important, NCID is currently accepting applications to its SEED program. I'm just going to read it instead of sounding like I know what I'm talking about. Ready? NCID is currently accepting applications for its SEED program, which provides $50,000 non-dilutive funding and support to early-stage, high-growth companies. More info is available at ncidea.org. Deadline is next Monday. Lauren is in the back. Lauren's right over here. So you can go to her to ask questions and find out more about it. So make sure you do that. And then now, I got something else cool. Hold on, let me see. My pockets. I got a bunch of gift cards, and I'm trying to give these away. Actually, I'm not trying to give them away. I don't want you guys to get them because I want to keep them for myself. But they could possibly go into your hands. Here's how they would go into your hands. So you guys might have seen the Helpfest graphics that Meredith has designed. Everybody give Meredith a round of applause. They have a certain 80s theme to them, right? So what we decided that we're going to do, let's see how many I have. We're going to read some quotes from 80s movies. And first hand I see that goes up, I'll go to you. And if you get the name of the movie right, then you will get either a $10 gift card to the Durham, or, and this is a $25, that's not $25. I think it's to, where's it to? Bull Durham? Something? The Bodega. To the Bodega. $25 to the Bodega. I'm going to do the three $10 right now. Then after the Q&A, we'll do the two $25 ones. All right? Y'all ready? Ready. Sure. Who knows 80s movies though? All right, I'm just checking. There's like 4 of y'all. All right, here we go. First one. This was my pick. Each of the team picked one.
We're supposed to shout it or raise our hand?
You're supposed to raise your hand. And I'm going to go with the first hand I see. All right. While you're in the clapping mood, I'd like to give a big round of applause to my band, Sexual Chocolate. Right here.
The best movie ever made. Coming to America.
Right.
Sexual Chocolate.
I agree, best movie ever. All right, another $10 one. It's a little bit longer. I gotta take a stand. I gotta take a stand against him. I'm not gonna sit on my ass as the events that affect me unfold to determine the course of my life. I'm gonna take a stand. I'm gonna defend it. Right or wrong, I'm gonna defend it. Yes. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. All right, last $10 one, and then we're gonna pass to Doug. All right. We're all pretty bizarre. Some of us are just better at hiding. That's all.
I got it. Breakfast Club.
Yes, Breakfast Club. There we go. Let's give them all a round of applause. And now, without further ado, our executive director, our new executive director at American Underground. Let's hear it for Doug Speight.
Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the first Helpfest in nearly a year. So
Congratulations, all of your voices were heard. We listened to our teams, our members, and I wanted you to understand that your input is really important to us. So everyone who campaigned for the Helpfest to return, it's now here. And so we can celebrate, and this team has done a great job. Give them a hand just for getting back to Helpfest. All right, first though, we have a bit of a surprise. Right? So what's really important about this community is that we have amazing leaders in this community that have made everything happen from day one. There's a great quote that says, "It's not the beauty of the building you should look at. It's the construction of the foundation that will stand the test of time." And today we're actually going to recognize two people in particular who've built that foundation for startups, for the tech community in Durham and in the entire region. And without them, you wouldn't be here in American Underground today. So let's hear it for the first person, Molly Demarest. So people who can truly, as founders and as startup teams, you know we value people who can truly execute. You know we value people who can operate like nothing else. And this is one of the people that I prize highly, not just for the person that she is, but because she's an excellent executor on any plan. She's an amazing strategic planner. And now she's leading Big Top, which is all about talent recruitment and retention in this area. So again, let's hear it for Molly. Molly, we have the highest order of the bull for you. This is reserved to, you can go ahead and take it out.
Take it out?
Yeah, this is reserved for people that leave an indelible mark on this community, right? So this is the highest order of the bull that we offer. Molly Demarest. Second person that we like to recognize is quite possibly the coolest person I've ever met. And quite possibly the smartest as well. I really do consider this gentleman a mentor to me, which is saying a lot because I've been in a lot of great environments and he provides the best. He laid the foundation for everything that we celebrate today. So let's hear it for Adam Klein. Once again, one of the best visionaries in this city and a tireless advocate for the startup community, for the tech community. Adam has been our champion from day one, from the first day that AU started and even before. So let's recognize Adam and thank him for everything that he's done for us in this community. Awesome. All right. None of you are standing, so this won't work out. All right. Now it's time to really dig into what's going on in AU and what to look forward to. So I think this is really exciting what we have set up for you. AU's mission. I know we have a lot of faces, a lot of new faces here that haven't been here for an extended period of time. Just by show of hands, how many people have been here less than, say, 2 years? Show of hands. Okay, wow. Okay, all right, well, this is pertinent then. AU's mission is all around fostering the personal, team, and company growth of high-growth, scalable startups in the most energetic, creative, and inclusive environment humanly possible. That's what we're all about. So everything that you see that we do, every program that we put up, is all around these elements, all around these. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about these. I'm going to be brief, and most of this is going to be conversation with you as the community. We'll have most of this reserved for Q&A, but we're going to take these one at a time. So once again, the mission is very simple. It's all about you. It's founder first, always, always. Then the growth of the team, then the growth of the company and the community as a result of that. So personal growth. We're doing a number of programs around personal growth for each of you. Some of you have participated in the Trellis Talks in past. So these are C-level executives that come into this community to talk about topics like leadership, building new teams, Talk about relationships with investors, how to manage that relationship post-investment and things of that nature. So high-level C-level executives that come in and help us develop those strategies personally. 48 and 48 is coming to American Underground. Who's heard of it by show of hands? So this is a nonprofit organization that develops 48 websites for nonprofits over 48 hours. So it's a hackathon for nonprofits. What we learned last year is that over 60, close to 70% of you volunteer in the community in some way, shape, or form. I suspect that's actually higher than that. So we want to give you opportunities to plug in and help the community. We also have some pretty exciting new programs coming up, one of which is ShredX Durham. I'll talk about that in a second. In a partnership with Entrepreneurs Organization. Is Lisa Clark here by any chance? Did Lisa come in? There she is. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about a partnership with EO here in a second. All right, so you know how this drill goes. We pitch all the time. You know, we prepare for it endlessly, incessantly, and we need to make fun of ourselves every now and then. We take ourselves too seriously. We take the whole process too seriously. So we actually, thanks to friends from Austin, Brantley Gwinnett and others, raise your hand, Brantley, brought this concept from Austin. This is actually a bad pitch competition that's coming up on March 21st. And it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be right here in the bullpen. We're going to have a lot of great fun. So the worst pitch wins, and it's got to be horrible. Like, it's going to be really bad. And if you've met Brantley, you know he gives horrible pitches, so he's the right person to do this. Another really exciting opportunity for us is to connect and partner with Entrepreneurs Organization. Lisa Clark is right there in the back of this table. Raise your hand, Lisa. She's the new community manager for EO. If you haven't heard of it, EO is a membership-driven organization for companies with 1 million or more in revenue annually, and they pay a membership fee of $2,000 or so. Is that generally the term? So it's a really relatively exclusive organization. Well, EO has actually partnered with us so that we can gain access to some of the content that they bring. They bring world-class speakers, authors into town on a regular basis. And as a perk of your membership here in this community, we're partnering with EO to bring some of that content here. On this Friday, there's actually going to be a session about political entrepreneurship. It's a closed session, small group. Many of these are going to be exclusive, so when you hear about them, you need to jump on them like immediately, okay? We have another coming up at the end of March for thriving with stress. Not that any of us ever experienced stress at all as founders, right? And we have author Glenn Murphy giving that talk. In April, and this is a really big one, is Moving from a Leader to the Leader by author Ryan Avery. So he'll be delivering that talk here at American Underground. So give a hand for Lisa and EO for providing access to that talk. So just as important as personal growth is team growth. I remember a mentor of mine before I was signed up for business school at Carolina came to me and said, if you go to Keenan Flagler, don't be surprised if you learn just as much from your classmates as you do from your professors. And that turned out to be absolutely true. So I'm a strong believer in peer-led groups and peer-led content. And we have a very active group here in American Underground. So we have groups that are all organized around these topics. We've got a group for developers, for people ops and HR, marketing, sales. We even have a new traction group. Plug into these opportunities to grow personally, to grow individually, and also grow as a team. So we'll continue to support these groups. However, we realize that we don't need to set up everything. In fact, if we are the ones organizing all of the content, it's guaranteed to be wrong. You guys are the ones in it day to day. You are the ones who have direct questions about tactics and strategies and the like. That's where you're going to find your information. Plug into these individual groups. And of course, talent is always at the top of everyone's list. Like, who are you going to work with? How are you going to pull in enough talent to pull off your venture? And that's why we spun off Big Top. Molly, of course, is running Big Top. So for all of you pingboarders who continually send resumes of your friends and network through Pingboard, send them to Big Top. That's where they should be. So picture Big Top as both a digital asset, a platform to manage talent recruitment and retention in the space, and also an event series. So you'll see more of that. Go to bigtop.jobs for that, and celebrate Molly and her team's work. Now let's talk about company growth. A couple of new programs starting. The lights in the middle here in this office is going to be what we call the Mentor Lounge. We realize that one of the key elements of success for startup companies, and it's certainly been true for the 4 that I've been involved with, is all around the right mentorship, the right advice, the right expertise. So we decided to collect several entrepreneurs, serial investors, very successful individuals in this community that are very socially minded, and they have offered their time to each and every one of you as members of AU to sign up for office hours for them for the Mentor Lounge, because at the end of the day, all of us need a personal Yoda, right? Someone who we can run ideas past, someone who's been there, done that, and can plug in and provide us with some reasonable advice. And of course, investors are always on everybody's list. We're going to continue to expand our relationship with investors. We are going to expand on a partnership with CED. So we hear you in each of your emails, your texts, reaching out in the hallways, elevators, saying what stage of development your company is in and what round you're actually raising. We hear all of that. And we want to create a more, not institutional, but a more formal way of providing you access to a broad network of investors, not just the ones that we have personal relationships with. And then on the creative, energetic community, we bring students in here all the time. You see all of our team members leading tours for students from all of the area colleges, even high schools. Several of those we're really excited about. We partner with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund to operate their innovation and entrepreneurship program that's coming up in May of this year, where about 90 students from historically black colleges around the country come to Durham to learn how to launch and expand their companies. And we surround them with a group of mentors that can help them do that. We also, as you know, operate Black Founders program for Google Exchange that happens every fall. This year it will happen the last week in September. Love for the community to plug into that more. So look out for more information there. And of course that always operates in tandem and in parallel with Black Wall Street. So that's it. There was no long address planned for this. We really wanted this to be a conversation with each and every one of you. But what's most important here is you guys have got to help us help you. Like, you will see our team members, and many of you have seen our team members visit your company, visit your offices, just to say hello, to drop off the notice about Helpfest, and maybe even a little candy. But know that we are constantly going to be reaching out to each of you to figure out what stage of development you're in, what milestones are you headed towards, what's next in terms of company growth and hiring. All of those elements, all of those things in advance help arm us to rally each of the resources for the community on your behalf, right? So keep us involved, keep us informed. We will reach out, but we need you to reach out as well, right? So help us help you in the old corny Tom Cruise way. All right, so now, questions. That's all I had to say. I want more questions from the group. Anything about American Underground, the future of AU, any questions at all? Feel free. No questions. Yes?
I noticed these things. Are we going to have like ideas?
You
I
are.
have lots of ideas.
Very good question. Yes, that's coming up. Let me get to that in just a second. So part of the process for each of you to help us with content and what you want to see is to use each of these sticky notes you see around spread around the bullpen. Stick them on the whiteboard behind with all of the ideas that you have, especially content for Helpfest. We are looking for authors, speakers that meet your needs. So we want to plug in people that you're interested in, topics that you're interested in, so that we can reach out to our network and make sure that we're bringing in the right folks. So each of these sticky notes that you see around the place, actually use them, please. Stick them on the board. Yes, Courtney.
I have a future of AU related question.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just curious what the team's conversations are around WeWork.
Okay, so the question was, Courtney's curious about the conversations around WeWork. I'll answer that in 3 parts. Number one, let's be frank. Durham and this entire region should be quite flattered that WeWork is coming here, quite honestly, because WeWork doesn't go anywhere where there is nothing happening. And that's a tribute to each and every one of you. Each of your startups, the traction that you're gaining, there's national attention on American Underground and national attention on you right now. And that's all because you guys are kicking ass, right? And we want you to continue to do that. So we should really treat it as the highest compliment that WeWork is coming here. Now, that said, number 2 is part of our secret sauce is how we engage you and how we meet you wherever you are in your stage of development. It's not a cookie cutter or McDonald's type of approach. And anytime you have an organization that's in 20 countries, 221 locations, 52 cities, whatever the number is, it's really hard for them to develop a model where they can engage each of you where you are and then corral resources around you to help you out. And that's really our secret sauce, is to keep in touch with you and keep in touch with the ecosystem so that we can match those resources to where you are and what you need going forward. With that said, I mean, WeWork is a national name. You're going to hear a lot, quite honestly. They're going to come and spend a lot of money on a marketing budget, but at the end of the day, do you want to trust your company to it, right? Or do you want to trust your company to folks who actually care if you succeed or not and can bring resources around it? So thank you, Courtney, for asking. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? Come on, guys, you have to have questions. Yes. I'm sorry? Great question. So how do you sign up for the groups that you pointed out? Right now, they're all on Pingboard. So everyone who comes into American Underground is connected with Pingboard. All of our resources there, our perks. Each of the groups is listed. And you typically sign up by going through Pingboard. And the groups, of course, then communicate with you as a function of that. Exciting news on the horizon around Pingboard. Once again, we've all heard you loud and clear in many cases around Pingboard and how it's used and what solutions may provide a better outcome. So more exciting news on the horizon for that in Q2. Other questions? Yes?
So where did the videos live? Like, is there a compilation of them somewhere?
The old Helpfest?
Yeah, the Helpfest videos?
I can answer that. Yeah, so,
Come on up.
okay.
No, go sit there.
The question was, where do all the old Helpfest videos live? Right now, nowhere, because they were hosted by Exit Event, and they're not there anymore. But I believe that I have all of them on the old Exit Event computer, and I'm going to be working on putting whatever we have up so that everybody has access. And then we will also be recording future Helpfest so that you guys will be able to see those as well.
Great. Good question.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, ship us the videos and we'll put them in the TechWire archives.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Hey, MJ, how are you? Welcome.
Yeah. So you talked about implementing a more formal way to help companies with funding.
Here, let me give you the mic so you can speak to the group. Everybody, this is MJ Jones. She is the managing director for Techstars InsurTech program here in the Triangle. Give her a hand.
So my
question is, you talk about implementing a more formal way to help companies with funding. I was just wondering if you could talk about that in more detail.
And of course, MJ would ask that question right now. After I said more information coming. No, I'm just messing with you, MJ. So, this area has had an embarrassment of resources for a long time, right? This ecosystem is well developed by pioneers like Council for Entrepreneurial Development. We've got organizations that have a number of national and global connections with investors at every level, all the way from friends and family, up through seed, and all the way through Series C for the most part. So we're working with those companies to provide a program here in this space where it works a lot like office hours. People will be able to come in and connect with a connections to capital manager that will then walk them through, here are the relationships that you need to keep on your radar screen, here are the relationships that we can immediately reach out to and make introductions if necessary. Other questions? Questions? Did I see another question? You guys aren't asking enough questions. You need more money. All right, so if that's it, please use each of the Post-it notes. Share with us your ideas, topics that you want to hear about. Post them on the board. Let us know. Continue to look out for us as we make the rounds and visit you at your offices and drop by at completely inappropriate times. So thank you all, and welcome back to Helpfest.
Keep it going for Doug Speight. Speight, yes. So as promised, I have one $25, I got two $25 gift cards. Right. So I got two more questions, they're to the bodega. Two more 80s questions, and then after we give these out, I encourage you guys to stay around, get to know one another. Chat, if you want to talk to Doug or the rest of the team, come talk to us. All right. Okay. The first one is, they're kissing again. Do we have to read the kissing parts? Right here.
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. You need anybody to help you send that. All right. Very last one for $25. You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? Power of voodoo. Hoodoo. You do. I saw over here first in the corner of my eye. That is correct. The labyrinth. Let's hear it for everybody. I'm so excited that Helpfest is back. Thank you guys all for being here. Please converse with one another, get to know one another, and then we'll be back here again soon. Thanks, guys.